Hey guys, this is John Michael, and this is not your average makeup tutorial. This is your 3-minute, 3-key, 3-tool guide to special effects bruise makeup. Today, I'm going to teach you how to reproduce a black eye. Each tool corresponds to a key to make it easier to follow as we go along. The first key is anatomy, the skin and what's underneath it. When you understand the area that you're working on, you understand better how to create a bruise. The tool is your finger. 1, because it's part of your anatomy. 2, it's going to help us blend everything out at the end. And 3, it's free. The second key is going to be texture. Skin has its own texture, and the texture also changes after blunt force trauma. We're going to be using one of these very porous sponges so that the makeup stipples on to create a buildable layer of color as opposed to having one color on top of the other, which doesn't look realistic in skin. The third tool and the third key, of course, are color. This is a bruise wheel. You can order it on Amazon.com. This one is by Mayron, and it's got all of the colors that occur in bruises in almost any skin tone. So we have yellow, green, blood red, eggplant, deep purple, and black blue. Understanding how the colors build and work together, depending on how fresh the bruise is going to be one of the biggest parts in the makeup that makes it look absolutely realistic. Let's get started. If I would have gotten punched in the face, I would have 3 main areas of impact in my eye because of how the hand is shaped. I would have one here, one at the top of my brow bone, and one on the inside of my eye. Those areas are going to be the darkest. Since those are going to be the darkest, we're going to work opposite and start all of our light colors first on the outside, blending in to the darker colors to create depth. All you need is one small piece of sponge. It makes it really easy. So we're going to start with our yellow. You take your yellow and you stipple it around. You really don't have to give too much thought to the placement as long as you're in the area that you're creating the effect in. So since we know we're working in this eye, on the outside of the eye is just about fine because you could blend it out afterwards. Don't worry about it looking crazy now. It'll blend in as we go forward. Now, we're going to pick up our red on that same sponge. You only need the one. And we're going to work inside, creating like different rings of color as we go darker with our colors to create depth. So we're going to go to the areas of trauma, the top of the brow bone, the bottom of the orbital bone, and the inside of the eye. And you can get that on the eyelid and underneath too, because that's where we would have blood pooling if you were to have gotten punched in the face. Now we're going to go in with our deep purple. And again, getting smaller with our rings, getting closer and closer to the areas of direct trauma. Because there's bone underneath there, it's going to get the absolute darkest because the blood doesn't have anywhere to go. It's going to be lighter on the outside because it's mostly fluid as of that point, not really blood. The blood pools right underneath the blunt force from the trauma. Now we're going to go in with our dark color, the eggplant. Again, smaller ring inside the makeup that we're doing. And going back to anatomy, you just want to follow the anatomy. Look at where those bones are and just follow the natural progression of those bones. This goes up, this goes out, this goes around. If you want, you can go in with the darkest color and just add a little bit of definition and depth on the farthest points inside of those areas of trauma. Be very careful not to poke your eye with a sponge because you will go from doing black eye makeup to actually having a black eye. And that is not the point. Now, take your finger of your dominant hand. You're going to use your non-dominant hand to clean it off. And you're just going to pat everything out. Again, you don't want to pull because we want that stippled effect of our colors to blend. We don't want everything to just get muddled up. We want to have colors going from light to dark to create depth. Now, in order to sell the look, you just got to do some acting. And now you've got yourself a black eye. There you have it, your 3-minute, 3-key, 3-tool guide to special effects bruise makeup. Hope you enjoyed, and you should try it out sometime.